Come on, y'all. Let's get free. You feel me?
I might give up.
See, I've seen a lot of things. Seen people come and go. Seen people die. Seen people hurt and cry. See, because life is a journey.
What's going on, everybody? This is OnPoint Experience. This is Yaz Hurston in the house. Welcome. Just remember to tune in on our show. We're live every Saturday, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, on OnPointRadioshow.com. If you're listening to social media, you can catch us on our Facebook Live page, OnPoint Experience. And one of us has probably shared it, so you can go on one of our pages and look at it too. We have a great show, but before we do that, I would be remiss if I did not do the incredible roll call with the crew around me.
Yes. What's going on, party people? This is your boy Will Jameer Townsend in the building saying good morning.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. This is Curtis Sherrod. How y'all doing?
Good morning, JB Jeff Broom, Mayor Broomberg with ya.
Peace. What's going on? D Nasty the Master, live and direct to your set.
What's going on, everybody? DJ Queen Dream, and thank you for tuning in to the OnPoint Experience.
Sound too polished. We getting too polished with this. This is all smooth.
It sounded good. Sounded real good.
I want to come in rugged. Yeah, this is your dog, Kurt Sherrod. I'm going to come in rugged.
Hey, what's the 411, hon?
What's the 411?
I got it going on.
So, what had happened, everybody?
You tell us.
Yeah, so I had a really strong week, but I understand that was addressed at one point. So I'm not going to talk about that. So I'll come up with something new. But before I think about it now, in my head, starting off fresh. Freestyle is me. Mm-hmm. Let's go with you, Curtis.
I am very happy and pleased to announce that I've been working on a new TV show.
Oh,
and my pilot airs this Sunday.
Oh!
So get the chance to check it out. And at 4:30, it's going to be on Spectrum, Fios, RCN. Feel free to check it out, live stream and all that
Definitely.
good stuff.
Send me that.
And then what I'm going to do also, I'm going to throw my boy Jeff a softball to hit.
Your softball?
Because it's right in his lane of fiscally fit.
Oh, is that his lane financially?
Yeah, financially, fiscally.
Shade, but he has no clue what's going on. You have no clue what's going on.
Negatory.
Shade.
That was another show from last week. We addressed we could address some political stuff on this show. All right.
But did you hear about the basketball player who was one of the most earned as far as dollars recipient of dead presidents ever, to the tune of $325 million, just recently got hit up for $77 million. I'm talking about the cat who they call KG, the dude who they call Kevin Garnett, entrusted his financial advisors to handle his business. After they got caught and busted and put in jail for milking my man Tim Duncan, they just found out they tagged up my man KG for 77
Oh my God.
million.
These are the same ones that were with him all these years when he been in the
It been with him for a minute.
Oh, he talks so highly about them, about keeping him out of trouble.
So what's the source of this? Where's this coming from?
It's coming from Kurt Sherrod. My check 1 2 1 2. I have verified my sources. I have 3 references.
This is not fake news.
Right. I can't reveal
my sources.
who my actual
said
people
don't say
were.
it.
However, Dave Jackson and Queen Dream
Agree.
agree.
Those are the sources.
What I'm saying.
This
And
is
whatever I say
anonymous
is,
op-ed.
yeah, but whatever I say, y'all know is actual factual. That's real rap.
Just as long as you know, he said Dave Jackson. I'm Junior, so that's my father he's talking about.
Just throw daddy under the bus.
There's a lot of Dave Jacksons, too.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Oh, Miss Harris, I'm sorry.
Hey! Still getting used to that.
Congratulations again.
So So let's do this,
So
right?
I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say it was an election week, right?
No. I have a what had happened.
Shade. There's a lot of things that happened.
No, I have a what had happened. I have a what happened. 'Cause we don't have that much time. I have a what happened. So I just want to keep it local. This week, if you are in the New York City area, specifically Harlem, this Sunday is African American Day Parade. This year, I usually do the announcements. This year, they kind of came back to me like last week to do it, so I'm not doing it. However, I still suggest that people come out and support it. It's going to be a great event. It's on Sunday at 1 o'clock. This is also like that time that people get to come out, like especially if you ran for office and you won. Everybody comes to the parade now to show off.
So if you lose, you don't come?
No, you don't come back. And I want to thank everybody who helped me get reelected. It was my election year. So I'll be watching on it because of that. So I just want to again say the African American Day Parade is this Sunday at 1 o'clock, starting on 111th Street in Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard. That's 7th Avenue for those who know. But again, I believe you can see a couple of people there. Cheryl Wills from New York One, Tom Joyner. Also, it's about culture. The focus is on culture this year. So it should really be great. And come and enjoy your culture if you are from the African American diaspora or beyond.
Big shout out to a listener of the show, my man Michael Simmons and my man Terry Simmons from our crew Touch of Class. Their younger sister, Annette Simmons, just became the community leader. She got elected in the Northeast Bronx. So big shout. I see you, Annette. Do your thing, baby.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Okay, so this was a great. Any other what had happened?
Well, I can give one, which let me just showboat the shirt. All right.
Nice shirt.
That's
like the
what's
shirt.
up.
Yes.
Why don't you read it, brother? What does it say? It was never. I help you out. It was never about the flag, liberty and justice for all, not anti-patriotism or disrespect. And you got Colin taking a knee.
I just want to remind everybody back in 2012
that the Dallas Cowboys lost too.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not watching it.
You shouldn't because it's been horrible.
Yes, so I want to say can we move on, Kirk? Can I talk to you, Kirk, please?
What's up, bro?
2 minutes.
Okay, great. The hypocrisy in this country is amazing to me. We all know
I
that,
agree
right?
with you on that.
I want everybody to remember back in 2012 when my man Tim Tebow, y'all all know Tim Tebow, when he took a kneel for abortion, right? He was modeled what? A model American.
Oh my God, the best American.
The best ever. Matter of fact, he got 3 football contracts and, if I'm not mistaken, 1 baseball contract, right?
With the bets.
So I just want to remind everybody of that moment and what they're doing to our boy Colin. I think it's totally unfair. We all know it's unfair.
What are they doing now to him?
But I love the fact.
Can I add something real quick to that?
Yeah.
The current quarterback of the San
San
Francisco 49ers had a game so bad that Colin never had. 3 interceptions and a 49% interception quarterback rating.
Speak on
Garoppolo? Is that Jimmy Garoppolo?
Yeah.
And the guy from the Buffalo Bills did even worse.
Did even worse.
Right. So I want to say to
what
all
are they
those.
doing to him right now?
Well, no. They're not doing
to him
what
right
I'm
now?
about to say. What I'm
What's the
saying is
issue
this.
now, Will?
Well, my issue is this. For all those that are throwing away their Nike apparel, please contact me. I will take it all.
And burn up the Ford trucks too.
Yeah. Oh, I'll take a Ford any day. Just bring me that too. So that's my what happened.
Young Explorer.
Yes, Colin,
All
go
right.
all the way, baby.
Okay, so we'll be right back. We have a great guest. Thank you, Queen.
Let's get it.
Look, you know they're hating on you flying now. And your back shot looking like a wine glass. And your shoe game looking like a time ad. Too fly, someone bring this up a launch pad. Cocaine, white skin, no cut. The mother mad, they ain't spending like us. You gon' need a little more wet, give me your cup. Keep it on the low when we out doing our stuff. Who gon' beat it from the back, bring up the tracks? Never let them know that I've been sliding through the back. Never let them know that we've been doing things. Got a little fling, need a little green, shorty holler back. I ain't trying to brag, I can have a lot of. But there's something about you that's phenomenal. Top of the class, and shorty, this the honor roll. Dodging these hopes, I'm 10 toes. It's comical.
If they find out about you, they gon' hate. Yeah. They gon' do what they can to get in the way. You know they will. So let's keep it low key. We gon' keep it low key. Girl, let's keep it low key. Girl, let's keep it low key. Keep it low key. Body's got low key. Let's keep it low key.
It's kinda funny funny how your friends hate. Couple hope they was looking for a date. When I seen your body, we she looking like a steak. Go shorty, it's your birthday without the cake. Better tell your roommate you coming home late. Summer 5-star, you was wetter than a lake. This a new car, ain't nobody seen a trace. Dark tint when the whip dipped, no one seen the face. You so bad, I'ma have to keep you in the cut. These other hoes out here trying to break us up. Now I got you on the couch playing with your blouse. Let me treat you like a spouse before I kick you
If
out.
they find out about you, they gon' hate. Yeah, yeah. They gon' do what they can to get in the way. You know they will. So let's keep it low key. We gon' keep it low key. Girl, let's keep it low key. Girl, let's keep it low key. Keep it low key. Body's got low key. Let's keep it low key. Don't tell your friends what we do. Cause this little thing stays between me and you. Don't tell your friends what we do. Cause this little thing stays between me. If they find out about you, they gon' hate. Yeah, yeah. They gon' do what they can to get in the way. You know they will. So let's keep it low key. We gon' keep it low key. Girl, let's keep it low key. Girl, let's keep it low key. Keep it low key. Body's got low key. Let's keep it low key.
Hey guys, this is JB, and you're listening to OnPoint Experience.
And we're back. Shout outs to Any Means featuring Daniel Peter and Dennis Blaze with Low Key.
Hello, everybody.
So smooth.
Let me just say, we talking about shirts. Let me give a big shout out to my own. You know, sometimes you got to pump your own self up. I have a new shirt, everybody. See my shirt? It represents my show, Blunt Discussion. Talking about
Smoking.
1999.
All right.
Out of my car.
Oh,
Is the price high?
It's to help pay for FLO Empire airtime.
that shirt is smoking.
Thank you, literally.
Boss.
So yeah, it's about blunt discussion. You know, you got to have a talk about it, and so we've been doing a couple of things. So again, you too can have this shirt if you hit me up.
Definitely.
Right.
like the
Dave's
V-neck.
gonna can I bus one, right?
Yeah,
Cannabis.
So relationships are very important. We just finished talking about self-love and self-help and looking yourself and stripping down in the front of a mirror, if you will,
Yes,
to
yes.
see what the best things are. But I think there's also another way of doing this. You can play a game.
Yeah.
You can play a card game, apparently.
I find that to be very interesting when you could do that, too.
So Bobbi Scott, founder of Say Yes, not Say Yes.
Oh.
How did I find her? She's awesome.
Yes, how did you? That was...
Founder of Say Yes Shop. I was looking on the internet and going back and forth on Facebook, and I found her, and we started liking one another, and it was so funny because I was like, oh, so you liked me, so you want to come on my show? She's like, you have a show? I said, well, how did you like me? She says, oh, I just saw you down. So, I mean, you never know. And, you got to be
so
open. Sometimes we don't use social media like we should. We should create more relationships with social media, not just online relationships. So she is the result of an online relationship. So I just met
That's
her.
hot.
Hello. Good to
Hi.
see you, Bobbi. And yes, Say Yes Shop is on a mission to help people deepen their relationships with their partners as well as friendships. You can be married, dating, or just hang out with someone. Maybe your relationship status is it's complicated, which we've all seen that. Whatever it is, I think Bobbi can give us the tools to create more intimacy with our partners and expand our friendships while sprinkling in lots of fun. So that being said, Bobbi, tell us and give us some tools on it. And welcome to OnPoint Experience Talk Show.
Well, thank you so much for having me here. I'm really excited to be here. Tools, as far as giving tools, I think the main thing is when we're in relationships, we need to tell each other the truth. Because I feel that most relationships suffer or fail because we just don't tell each other the truth from fear of, I don't want to say this because he's going to think that, or she's going to think that, or how it's going to affect the person. But in reality, if you tell the truth, you can cut a whole lot of nonsense out and you can really get to whatever challenge you might be having and make things work faster and not waste time.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. You really hit a couple of key points that I'm sure many of our players here will talk about. But tell us a little bit about yourself and what made you feel like you needed to be a connoisseur in relationships.
So I used to have like girl talk parties at home about maybe 12, 13 years ago. And the conversation always ended up being on relationships, Then I come from a big family. I have 7 brothers, and 1 or 2 of my brothers would normally just bust in on the party with the girls. And then, we'd put him in a hot seat and we would just get into deep questions about relationships. And it'd be so much fun that eventually people started calling me and just asking for advice, close friends, especially family members. And it got really deep because I have 3 nieces that live in Atlanta, and they come up every summer. And they started saying, well, Auntie, we need to have real talk. And I'm telling you, when I would sit with these girls, the questions that they would ask me, some of it would blow my mind. I'm thinking, you're 13, you're 14, where are you getting all of these questions from?
Right.
So that really prompted me to just put it together as a game. But I have to also say that a few years back, I did see Hill Harper on the Oprah Winfrey Show, and he was talking about the conversation, a party he had at his house, and I thought it was really, really good. So I kind of tweaked my girls' night into something like what he was doing, and just have people come over and write down anonymous questions, and we'd have open dialogue. And I just realized that, this really, really could be something great to help people learn from each other, other people's experiences. And so I put it together on a deck of cards now with questions.
What was the aha moment? When did you have an epiphany and say, you know what, let me take this concept and put it on playing cards? What triggered you or motivated you to go in that direction? Which is brilliant.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I actually took an Amazon class. And I decided I was going to sell products on Amazon. Now, I have had so many ideas over the years of different products that I wanted to create, but I really didn't have a forum to sell it, and it's really expensive trying to market. So I saw Amazon as an opportunity, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to start with the 4 real talkers first, because that would be least expensive, and it's something that I could put together a lot faster than some of my other ideas.
Now, let me ask you something. You have a career in marketing, correct?
Yes.
How long did it take you to do that? You have the plan, you have the full plan to market it. How long did it take for that whole concept to come together?
That's a really good question, because I'm still putting it together.
Oh, that's a good answer.
Basically, it's one day at a time.
Right.
I'm just learning from other people, close friends, you guys as well, and just waiting to be blessed. That's all. It's a blessing.
Can you share with us an actual case study of when you played the game and you realized it was having an impact on a person's life?
Okay. Let's see. Quite a few times. Well, actually, I can admit it had an impact on my own life.
Oh, really? In what way?
It had an impact on my own life, because there was some times that I might have been a little closed off with doing certain things. I might overthink things sometimes. And just, having certain questions asked. And maybe I didn't even want to ask the question to the guy that I'm dating, because I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to ask him that.
Yeah.
So by putting it down anonymously and pulling it out and discussing it, it was so easy. It was really easy, because he didn't know that was my question and that I wanted to know. And the guys, responded. And so,
was it something you wanted to hear?
So can we play?
Yeah, well, let's play. We can get down here and I don't know if you guys want to take a couple of the cards and just see which one we might want to ask, because they're different style questions. So when you draw one of these regular cards here, you read the question, you answer the question, and then you pick someone else that's playing to answer the question as well.
So how do we start?
So we can start. Okay, let's see. Kind of mixed it up now. Well, there's a question here. Do you have a question? You want to read yours, or should I read mine?
Are you going to direct that one to me? You sound like it's going to
go ahead.
Everybody getting all defensive now. Oh, shoot. We got to let it out tonight.
We sitting in your living room, girl. All right.
Go ahead, Bobby.
Ready? Be honest. What do you think your friends would say they like most about you and the least about you?
You should answer first.
No.
Look at yourself first. Self-love.
Yeah, oh. All right. What they like most about me. my openness, that I'm able to express myself, be honest, and say what the truth is about myself. The least about me. What would they say? What they think the least about me? That I'm selfish.
No, not you.
Not you.
Well,
Great.
Let's go. That's one question. We don't need explaining.
I'm
Come
not
on.
selfish in that.
Oh,
Emotionally, maybe it's selfish.
All right, can I flip one?
Yeah.
I'm gonna flip
Don't-
one.
not to me.
Not to you,
All right,
Dave.
good.
I want you to.
But you got to answer it
Is
first.
this how you play? Cause I thought it's her game.
So we basically
It's a game.
we go
Curtis.
around the table, one person at a time draws a card.
Right.
And they read the question, they answer it, and they pick somebody else. So there are different types of questions. For example, there's a card in here that says, I have never. So when you draw an I have never card, which that's what I have right here,
Right.
everyone has to raise their right hand. And then I say something that I've never done. And if you have done it, you have to put your hand down. So tell the truth now. Come on.
this gonna be good. I like this.
So it depends.
Just like I'm out.
Adult beverage, but
Just like I'm out. I got to pay my
These are
parking. I'll
pretty
be
cool.
right back.
These are actually pretty cool questions.
I'm like, where's Uno?
So this is really good. So how did it help your relationship personally?
Well, it personally it helped my relationship because I was
don't
able.
mind sharing?
Yeah, I don't mind. I'm actually not in a relationship right now.
Oh, I see. So maybe we shouldn't play. No, and Bobby helped you, so you know where you are, right? All right.
Yes, I'm actually not in a relationship. But it did help previous relationships because, this is something that I've been doing for about 13 years, in
wow.
another form of fashion.
Right.
And I really learned a lot of things. Does this mean time's going out?
No, it means it was nice of you to say that. We're saying we're clapping for you.
Oh, thank you.
Has anyone ever cheated playing this game?
Of course. Of course. And there's even some cards here say yes or challenge. So
How does that
when you
work?
read this card, this question, the person reading it has to answer. And the people listening, if they agree with it, they say yes, we accept your answer. If not, we challenge.
Oh, let's
You
do
gotta give
that.
us
Let's
some
do
more
that. Let's do
information.
that.
Let's see. Yes, the executive producer. I think
You
she
can put it
she
on me.
like-
I'm all right with that. I'm open.
Okay.
Okay, girl.
Right, you know to get the right one. Though, right?
I don't even know. I'm just picking. Here you go.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You read it because
Oh.
it's your card, and then you're going to answer, and then we're going to say if we accept your answer or challenge.
Okay.
I
Should
love
you
this.
pretend to enjoy sex with your partner? Why or why not? So the question is, should you pretend to enjoy sex with your partner? Yes. Yes. Why or why not? Because it might be my birthday the next day, and I want that fur coat. I want that fur coat that was promised.
You know what?
I accept that.
I accept that.
Okay, that's my answer.
I accept that.
Yo, you challenge it?
I expect that.
Okay, that's
Okay.
nice.
This is really cool.
Bobby, I want to
you.
ask you, being in the business that you're in, right? Do you get a lot of stress in your life? Because people, they have a lot of issues when it comes to relationships. And a lot of people need people to listen to, right?
Right.
So your phone must be ringing off the hook, I'm sure. And if not, how do you control that?
That's a really good question. I want my phone to ring off the hook.
Okay.
Please let it ring
Well, I'm
off the
saying
hook.
like with
But-
relatives, family, friends, things of that nature.
So you know what I do mostly? I like to listen to a person because sometimes, the best advice is just letting a person talk and hearing themselves talk, and they usually end up answering a lot of the questions themselves.
Right.
And I try to ask them open-ended questions and not really direct someone, do this or do that. Just ask them different open-ended questions, and then they start hearing themselves talk, and they kind of answer the questions for themselves.
Can I be open right now?
Absolutely.
Okay. Can you give us one of your weaknesses in relationships? What do you think is one of your weaknesses in relationships?
That is really a good question. One of my weaknesses, probably that I talk too much.
How is that a weakness?
Because that's what I've been told by
Okay.
some of my exes, that some of the things you don't need to say everything that you're thinking. Just because you're thinking it, you don't need to say it. Sometimes you need to hold it. Sometimes you need to just let it marinate and think about it a little bit longer, and then see if you still want to say it. But I just rather be an open book, and I believe I just want to tell you the truth.
Are you a Gemini?
No, I'm not. Scorpio.
So, Bobby, what's the most amount of people who can play this game at one time?
So the most I've played it with is maybe about 18 people. But I like it better if you keep it down to maybe about 10 to 15 people.
And why is that? What makes it better?
Because it takes a long time with some of the questions. People get real excited and everyone wants to talk, and before you know it, it's like an hour past and you only on 2 questions. You know?
Speaking of talking, I think Jeff has a question he wants to ask.
So this is I think it's great. I think it's enlightening. I'm looking at some of the questions. Have you ever found people to be fearful to play this game?
Oh yes, of course. Couples, especially when couples are playing with
That's
other
right.
couples are around. Yes, absolutely.
And why is that?
Because you don't want other people to know what you're doing behind closed doors sometimes, because there's some intimate questions here. And there's even a card that says create your own question.
Can you give us an example of a moment where it was like I can't believe this happened? Did you have
Oh my gosh, yes. When I first launched this, I had a party at home.
Right.
And I thought I positioned the cards so I get the first create your own question card, right?
Right.
My brother ended up with the card, and I said, give me that card. He said, I'm ready for you. Let me know when it's my turn. So when it was his turn, he says, okay, I have a create your own question. Why is it that women do not like to have anal sex?
So this question, you go in these questions.
That was a create your own question. And that was his question.
And then you had to answer that.
He wanted to know why women. So all the women that were playing, he asked all of us. And so I had this guy there, and we were recently, dating not that very long.
He looked at you like,
I can see it.
Right, and I'm thinking like, we didn't even get to that point yet. I just start telling, my business like that. But because I promoted to everyone to, coming and playing the game, let's try and be honest, because we learn that way, and it's more beneficial.
Yeah.
I had to put it out there.
Oh my
But I was a little mad at him. Like, come on now.
You just say, let's just take
So
the
when
gloves off.
you have your family together, your nieces is 13 and 14 years old. Like, what are the benefits that come out of these conversations? Do you all listen and then say, you know what, maybe you shouldn't do that? Is there a lesson learned that you go with the younger kids if they're there?
Definitely, it is. So I don't have. I'm actually working on the game
got a child
now.
version of this game.
I am working on the
I
game.
can't sit with my sons and say, "What do you think about?"
I'm working on the game because I've gotten from my nieces.
You get mad.
Both sides.
Yeah, they've asked me serious questions about sex.
Yeah. It might be
about
easier to go through the game.
abortions.
This might be easier way to get to the answers too.
Yes, it definitely. I think so.
Yeah, and I can only imagine how intense the game gets with alcohol.
You got to have a little truth serum.
Yeah. I have to tell you, when I was living in the Bronx, I used to have these little gatherings, right? Like Cortland did. And I noticed when you put alcohol in the equation, it gets a little crazy. It gets a little, because people are being honest.
A little?
Right.
Yeah, and you have to make rules. Like, no one can talk unless you have the golden teddy bear or whatever you can do. So you can have some type of structure.
Right.
I wanted to ask you, is there any rules? Any rules to this game?
Well, I do need to make a few
What happens
modifications
if you mess up?
there's no such thing as messing
No
up.
penalty for not answering the question.
No, it isn't. There's no penalty.
Shots.
Truth dare. That's like truth
But
dare.
you know what?
That's a good one. Yeah.
I haven't had anyone yet not answer though.
You had really?
I haven't had anyone not want to
They've
answer.
accepted to play the game.
I mean, they might not tell the truth,
Right.
so they'll
Well,
answer.
we know
Right.
that.
Right.
Well, I have a personal question for you.
Sure.
How did you get into a position to be proficient in making Jamaican food?
Because I have like 3 close girlfriends that are West Indian. Well, they're Jamaican, all 3 of them. And I love Jamaican food. So I would just ask them, girl, how you make that curry chicken? I'm going to call you when I'm ready to make it, because you got to walk me through it.
So at your parties, you be having the curry chicken? to
Oh,
go
I
with
have
the
curry
game?
chicken I can throw down.
Curry chicken, booze, and wonderful people. Sounds like a winner.
Do you make sorrow though?
For real talkers. For real talkers.
I need to know. Do you make sorrow?
Sorrow?
Sorrow.
I don't
It's
even
a
know what that
Caribbean
is.
drink. You gotta get on that. Trust me.
Well, okay, you
He's like,
need
"You
to give
gotta
me that
explain that."
recipe then.
I got you.
Hey, Bobby, I want to ask you. So, what's from here? I mean, this has been somewhat a success, right? I mean, people
Yes.
are interested. So, what is the next level? Because Jeff made a comment, very comical comment. Oh, where's the Uno cards? The guy who ever invented that now have a second edition to Uno. So what is there going to be a second edition to this?
Absolutely. And I even have it in the deck where you can go to my email address and you could submit questions that you might want to see in the second edition.
Oh, okay.
So that's definitely available.
How can they find out more about you, how to purchase the game, how to do all that type stuff? How can they reach you?
They can reach me by going to For Real Talkers at sayyesshop.net. The number 4 RT, I'm sorry, For Real Talkers, 4RT at sayyesshop.net. Or you can just go on Amazon and you can just type in the name of the game, which is For Real Talkers, and it comes right up. And you'll have all of the information there as well. And also on my Facebook page, For Real Talkers. I'm also on Instagram. The game is $19.99.
That seems to be the magic number today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Play that. It's not
Play
20.
that number.
It's
These are some really, really great questions.
Thank
Can
you.
I read some for the listening audience to
By all means, please do so.
Because it seems like
And-
we all want to flip the script when we think about we're going to ask them the questions. So,
And I do want to add that I had a girlfriend that she actually did help me initially with a few of the, with some of the questions from a few years ago when I was going to do it. So.
so you got to give her props.
My
Gotta
girlfriend
give props
Maxine,
to
she
people
did
that
help.
brought you to the party, I
She
tell
did
you.
help me put together some of the questions.
What's her whole name? Say it right.
Maxine Gooden. Thank you, girl.
I have a real good one.
No,
here.
you.
I got a real. This one is real good.
Oh, you're supposed to read it. Don't look at me on it.
No. This is good. This is good.
Everybody gets scared.
Everybody get real
Oh,
scared. Is credit important? Should you ask your partner for the credit report before getting married?
Well, you know what Jeff's going to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What do you think, JB?
Absolutely. Before getting married?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Why?
They can't hear you, Jeff.
Why and why?
That was a really safe one.
Yeah. Why? Yeah. Why not, Jay?
Love you, Will.
I'm my man. Why not, Jay?
Safe, safe one. I get.
I mean, if you're married, I mean, you're marrying into their finances to a certain extent. They're marrying into your finances. So if we're gonna take this step and we're talk about I do for better, for worse, for the rest of our life. I need to know where we stand financially. And if it's a bad situation, let's talk about mind your business. And if it's a bad situation, let's talk about how we can fix it, right? Because we can't fix what we don't know.
My man.
So here's a couple of other questions. And thank you for the credit. I'm glad we did talk about finances on this show. Politics and finances, right? So, how do you handle a friend who wants more than friendship when you don't? That's questions like that. What is the last thing you blamed on the alcohol? Was it really the alcohol? I'm not going to do this one.
See, you can't do that.
I can't read this one. My son is watching this.
Okay.
What are your deal breakers for quitting a relationship? What you want to see it for, D?
I want to see it.
Everybody want to see it now.
Somebody else can read it.
Oh, this
Please don't read it, y'all.
I'm not.
Please don't read it. Please don't.
I love it. I'm getting my deck of cards.
So this is really a great. I just wanted to read a couple
you.
so
Love
people
yourself.
have an idea of. Oh
I
God.
talked about that, yes. Love yourself.
Yeah, no, you did.
Love yourself
Bobby, you have any
tenderly.
questions of us?
Hey, Bobby, would you care for a custom commercial to market and support your product?
I would love that.
All right, we're going to
her a
have
drop.
our own jingle master, Dave Jackson. He's going to summarize and create something for you fresh.
Wow, awesome.
No, you did not.
We ain't doing that one.
Everybody wants
Self-love.
cutthroat. Hey.
And so while he's getting that together, I think what you've created is a great communication tool.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Thank
anytime
you.
you can get people talking sincerely and honestly about the
Yes.
emotions,
Right.
about their background, about their fears as well as desires, you've created something that's important. So hats off. We commend you, and we're going to see if we can have our own Dave Jackson whip you up something special.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I think she has enough for everybody.
For the first time, presenting to you live.
1, 2.
Well, first things first, big shouts out to Bobbi Scott. We gonna show her what we got. This is For Real Thinkers. and for real drinkers. Cause if you ask these questions, you gonna have a real more than intimate session. But listen, understand I'm getting on the beat, still the serving the peace, them bringing the heat. One question we got here is, why do you think people cheat or commit adultery? Probably because they scared relationships, they not prepared to be with a significant other. So they desire another sister and brother. But those things gotta be very much uncovered before you can love one another. Understand that you gotta stay faithful. Cause can a relationship survive betrayal? Well, it depends what you do. Cause honestly, you gotta stay true. Cause if you try to put my plate with fork, understand, man, that's fact. Don't give me no pork, because I'm allergic to that. And honestly, I might have to regurgitate that. And that's betrayal that I cannot forgive. Because if you give me that, I just might not live. But understand, I am the one. What's the craziest, the wildest thing that you have ever done? Understand that I come through and hold the torch. The craziest, I got some on the porch while my mother was home and she was sleeping. Everybody coming in the crib, they was creeping. I have never, you already come through, be the one that's rocking the next. I have never popped off with the same sex. I'm heterosexual, so I mess with the opposite sex, that's for real. Understand that I keep it ill. Understand that we gotta build. How can someone handle relationship abuse, whether physical, emotional, spiritual, or mental? Was it spiritual? No, it was verbal. If you do verbal, I might hurt you. Should not ever be abusive, because this is something you don't want to do, kid. And I got mothers and sisters and cousins that'll come through with the dozens. Dinner dates, men expect women to pay. You already know what they say. I feel like it should be equal. In other words, I pay for you, pay for me, don't be deceitful. I could treat you, you could treat me. It don't gotta be hard, just make it easy. Don't ever try to make it queasy. Understand that we do it the best for real talk, as we never say no with the flow. In other words, you gotta say yes, stay blessed. And understand that we just too divine. You can get the game for like $19.99. That's 20 American dollars. So holla, Bobbi Scott off of the top. Let's do it proper.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, that boy is fire. I mean, like, crazy.
That boy good.
That boy good.
That boy good right there.
He is.
Reading questions and just, oh, man.
So if you're just tuning into us, you know you can check us out on Roku now, party people, and the place to be. We have our guest here, Bobbi Scott. She has these amazing cards. We hope you support her. You go to her Facebook page, her website, all that good stuff. Big shout to our man, D Nasty the Master, creating a custom commercial right there on the fly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would love to see Yaz and her crew play. That would be just a flyer on the wall to see Yaz and her crew.
This is my crew. What are you talking about? this is my crew. Let's all play. Let's all play.
This is interesting, though.
What do you think is going to come out of that?
I think people would just put on glasses and leave. Like all the politicians and judges and people you know, I can see it now. Unfortunately, I have to recluse myself from the question.
Based on political stipulations, I'm not required to say.
I really think that, and the other part you talked about was the friendships, right? And I think this is very critical, because I have a couple of girlfriends. Sometimes we just have to stop and say, you know what you did was just messed up, or what you did was great, and I want to commend you, or we need to stop and talk about this, because when you don't talk about it and you don't have an avenue or an opening to talk about something, it's just the worst. You resent, you harbor, and if you're that type of person, they'll just go with you. And so I think I'm going to play this game. As a matter of fact, we have a event coming up soon, and I'm going to bring it.
Awesome.
And see who's courageous enough to play.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing. He was brave enough to play this game, because we played Taboo and Uno and Spades, and been whistling a minute. But something like that to strengthen your life and who you are, we tend to become more mechanical about it.
And I think I love the word open, because it gets our relationships open.
Yeah.
Right. Our partner's going to be sitting next to us, and they're able to express some of the things that they may be afraid to say.
Yes, absolutely.
So this is a great thing. What else do you want the listening audience to know about you?
Oh.
That's one of my questions I had in my game.
What I want them to know about me. That's a good question. I haven't really given it too much thought.
Well, have you considered an app or something in another medium? In regards to this,
I did think about an app.
Ray, you listening, Ray?
So that would be awesome if someone's available. We can talk about it. But what I really wanted to do is create the For Real Talkers Teen Talk game, and I have a friend of mine that wants to, she's going to help me try and get it in the school system,
that'd be
because I
great.
really think that
Yeah.
this game could be very beneficial in the school system, because some of the questions that I have for that game, they're based on bullying, teenage pregnancy, of course, abstinence, I hope. There's some spiritual questions. And I think that it could be really beneficial for young people.
think so.
Can I give you a business tip?
Absolutely.
I would highly consider getting this in Spanish.
Yes, I agree.
ASAP.
Absolutely.
Because that's probably a bigger market than the
Yeah.
African American market.
And they'll talk.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I will do
Tequila,
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's horrible that you
I
just
will
said
do
that.
I said
You
it.
didn't say Bacardi. So I think the app is a good idea
Yeah.
because actually there's a game that you put on your head and you don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is, right?
But they have to say who you are.
Yeah.
And now they have it in the app, and you can do the same thing, and you can just have it on your phone and play this game. I think you might want to
Okay.
consider that.
We have another host who's not here today. Her name is Raybelin Vargas, and she's
Okay.
our tech tip individual. She is in
would've
contact with
really
people
loved
who
it.
make apps and things of that nature. So Ray, I know you're listening. Holla at the girl, Bobbi Scott. She got it going on.
Yeah.
Before I go, I just want you to know.
Before
you
you go,
going?
where
Where
you
you
going?
Where you going?
I'm still caught up in these questions. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Before you go, I noticed when we was talking about self-love, there were certain things that you may want to say. You have anything to speak on about self-love? What do you think about that?
Well,
What does it mean to you?
To me, it means you absolutely have to work on yourself first before you can love anyone else. You have to love yourself. And I believe you were saying something about being in the now. And I think that's extremely important, because oftentimes we get stuck on the past, things that happened that hurt us, and we're constantly trying to jump over that hurdle, and it prevents us from being successful in the future because we're so stuck with the past. And we need to focus more on the now and on ourselves and bettering ourselves.
That's what's up. Love it.
Yeah, well, you heard it here.
Well, Bobbi Scott from Say Yes Shop, thank you for coming on OnPoint Experience Talk Show.
Thank you.
We look forward to following your successes and your accomplishments. And please remember us when you get the multilingual cards as well as the app.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I had a great time.
Yes.
Bobbi Scott, Queen Dream, take us out. We'll be right back.
For Real Talkers.
Fascinated, I can't exaggerate it. You know I'm nothing like the dude in the past you dated. See, your love was a drug, left cash you dated. And you schooled me to your love till I graduated. Came up like, oh man, young boy had to get with the program. See, I ain't know nothing about the romance. From living the fast life to the slow jam. Oh man, I be the dude that you need in your life. You had a man wasn't treating you right. You had a man wasn't treating you right. Yeah, he had you on lock, I'm the key that you like. Oh yeah, unlock the door. I do it big, I'm the guy you should call. If anything you need, never exaggerate it. One thing about me, I'll be fascinated. Well, roll, we got one. No doubt. Cash for Harlem. Let's passport. Worldwide with the vibe.
Ooh, you lift me high
And
like
why?
a buzz. Now I'm gonna float on and on.
Question. What comes to mind when you hear these words? Edibles, wax, CBD, flower, sativa. Yeah, you get it. They're all related to cannabis. You know, marijuana or weed. Today, people everywhere, from the White House to the State House and to the Big House, are talking about legalizing marijuana. This is Yaz Hurston. Join me in this journey as we delve into the world of the evolutionary cannabis industry. Welcome to Blunt Discussion.
We are back. We're back. We're back. Shout out.
Y'all don't know what we be hearing in the breaks.
Conversations when we're all
Curtis
there.
says, "Guess what?" And then right before it, I'd be like, "Okay."
These are the breaks.
Fascination.
That's a really nice song. Will Roby, right?
Yes,
Will Robeson.
Robeson?
Yeah, that's his name.
Oh, that's his
I thought he
private
called
name.
us. He said we could call him that. Yeah.
Government.
Will
What the
Robeson.
hell?
Featuring Cash Flow and Trinity.
Harlem Cash
Sound
It's
great.
so funny. I knew he was a
Sound
producer. I
great.
just didn't know how good a producer he was.
He's awesome.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
That's
Down
how Harlem
low.
builds him,
He's
yeah.
down low. From Harlem. What do you think? What do you think?
Oh, God.
So,
Here you go.
so I just want to say thank you. You was telling me off the air about Don Nelson.
Oh yeah, Don. Y'all know who Don Nelson is, right? A very successful basketball coach. He just made the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And so when he retired, his whole look changed. All of a sudden, he has this long hair like Jesus. He got the goatee, and he was like talking like, "I got this new cannabis farm, you know, and I got my own Kush called Don Kush." And I'm like, the NBA people at the Hall of Fame looking at him like this.
What the heck?
What do we do?
Is there an image when you sell weed? I mean,
Yo, he looks mad cool now from how he
I hope
looked when he
not.
was coaching.
I really hope there's no image on that because I was just at big shout out to Assemblywoman Tremaine Wright. She's having a cannabis conference beginning. Dang, everybody's like, word, where? I was just asked to be the keynote, so I'm going to share the information
Congrats.
when you guys come back.
How many keys you bringing?
How
You
many
bringing like
keys
a
I'm
kilo?
bringing?
You know what I'm saying?
You don't even know how. I don't know how I
Get the
got
tray
into
bags.
this like this, but really, bring the tray bags. You guys, you guys expose. I'm sorry, Bobby.
We're
I'm
too
exposing
open.
more and more of yourselves
We're too
every
open.
time. But I think this is just an incredible topic, and we'll be learning more and more about it. To me, it's more than making the money. It's also about making sure that we all are educated. And so, as I do that, I've learned a lot more. And so, this was a great show. In closing, thank you, Bobbi Scott, for coming on. For Real Talkers, the relationship card game, you gotta get it, and give her the credit. Support a sister.
Yes.
Go on Amazon, look up or go to your website, right?
Yeah.
Go on Amazon, look up For Real Talkers, and buy the card game.
And for those who buy more than one game, they get a free Blunt Discussion shirt.
They sure do.
That's what's up.
And also, I think it was also critical is to write. Is there Instagram we should follow you at too?
For Real Talkers.
Okay, let's follow her at For Real Talkers after you follow OP Experience
Absolutely.
on Instagram. But again, let's support her and write a little, testimony on there too. It'll be helpful to her business. All right, this
gonna
was a
play
great
that
show.
right
Any closing remarks from anybody?
I want to give my condolences. You said on your way here today, you witnessed someone
I did.
mortally.
I was trying to separate it, but yeah, you're right. It's really bad. I want to give peace and blessings to the family of the lost one on FDR. On FDR. Apparently, there was a car crash. If you're on FDR today, or a day, if you're at FDR and there was a major crash, it's because there was an accident, and the accident was someone was jumping out the car to address the accident and wind up just getting hit by another oncoming car, and apparently they passed. So, I want to give, my thoughts and blessings to that family. And thank you, Curtis, for keeping us human first. And remembering that, sometimes we take things for granted. And I didn't have to make it here. I could have been in that car.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, and I appreciate everyone who's around us for that. Thank you. And we'll see you all next time on Point Experience. We're out.
To know some